is Chris. I'm the Algo Man here on TikTok. Thanks so much, guys, for taking time to stop by this channel. I know you guys have a lot of options, and while you're scrolling, and I do appreciate you guys popping in to kind of see what this is all about. So today we're going to do something different. This recap of the Nasdaq 100 futures isn't about scalping or chasing the market. It's not about intraday timing. It's actually about zooming out and seeing how our tools perform on the daily chart. And let me tell you, if you've been getting chopped up intraday, chasing every micro rotation, feeling like the stress of constant decision making, this one's for you guys. So definitely pay attention to this session, okay? The daily chart right here, often ignored by almost every trader out there, unless you're a swing trader. I gotta tell you, the daily chart really gives you the ebb and flow of where the market wants to go. It removes the noise. It removes the randomness. And it gives you clarity. And if you're using a prop firm that allows overnight holds, this is exactly how you can turn short-term frustration into long-term consistency. And I'm going to show you how. Because holding for multiple days and capturing hundreds of points per move is a very real option when you know how to time it. So that's exactly what we're going to go ahead and look at today. No replay, because you can't really replay the 1 minute unless you I have the patience to kind of sit here and wait it out. I'm just going to walk you through from last year, okay? This is all the way from June 5th last year all the way to the present date, and see how these tools interchangeably caught some of the largest swings you might have missed in the intraday chart, all right? So without any further delay, guys, we're going to go ahead and walk right through this. So here we are, June 4th, 2024. This was, I obviously have to go 1 year back so we can get enough data to kind of make this work, okay? You had cycle right here. Cycle goes above the zero line. We've got the predictor goes up right there. Look at this. This is right smack right here, that bar. And if you're there, guys, that is a signal to go long. I don't know about you, but this was at about, give or take 19,000, if I put it at the low right there, it's about 19,723. So call it 723. And look at where this trade went, guys. Look at the predictor. Went all the way up until it finally crossed the zero line right there at 21,148. That is a mammoth move. That would be very difficult. I mean, you'd catch parts of this in the intraday time frame, but here you go, guys, right there. The trade began there, trade ended right there. And if you notice this, you had cycle number 1, you had the commencement of cycle number 2, and you had the end of cycle number 2 right there. You see how momentum just shot up above 0.90 right there? And all of a sudden you get cycle number 2, it crosses below the zero line. That's it, guys, right there. There is nothing left in that trade to the upside. That's it, nothing left. And this is like, God knows how many points to the upside. If it started at 19,000, I don't know, maybe 19,000, call it 19,730. So you're looking at about 1,432 points. I don't know about you guys, but 1,432 points is an enormous sum of money to actually make in any one of these trades going up right here. You had cycle come down, you had the predictor come down. So you had this little slide right there, which ended precisely when cycle crossed above zero right there. Look at that. Cycle trade. Cycle 1, cycle 2, you're in a trend. What typically follows a trend to the upside? You have a cycle. And if a cycle comes down and it crosses right over momentum, guys, that is it. That is right there. There is nothing left in that trade. Cycle goes back up above zero right there. It's telling you that, hey, price is about to go up. You can take the trade the moment your predictor goes above the zero line right here. Right there, guys. Okay? And here's another massive trade to the upside that ends right here when the predictor crosses zero. You can also get out right here when cycle crosses the zero line too. So you've got cycle 1, you've got cycle 2 right there. Why cycle 2? Because this was the trend component of the move right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of an upward trend, perfectly caught by CYMO Pro right there. All right. And then what happens? You've got a nice little drawdown right here that comes down. Again, caught very well by your predictor coming below the zero line right there. Boom. Catches the first leg, catches the second leg, and also catches the third leg to the downside right there. Check this out. This component of the third leg really ends up bottoming out right there, right below the threshold, okay? Whenever you see it sink below the threshold, that is it, guys. Get out, because you know there's going to be an imminent remove. Where? To the upside, right there. You get the predictor. It crosses above the zero line. You also get a cycle cross right here. Look at that, above zero. So cycle tells you price is about to go up. You get the predictor telling you price is going to go up right here at this bar. And what happens? It goes up, all the way up, okay? Until you get a crossing below the zero line right there. And you get cycle 1, and you get the beginning of cycle 2, and you get the end of cycle 2 right there. End of cycle 2 is right there at this bar, guys. That is the end of the move to the upside. There is nothing else left at that point, okay? It actually prints at the commencement of the session at 9:30 in the morning when the new bar opens. But here you go. Here's another trade right here. I mean, guys, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, you got price right here at the crossing of the zero line. Okay, you got the predictor coming down, and it comes down from here, and it doesn't end until it actually comes up above the zero line, right smack right there. Look at that. That's another enormous trade. You take the trade to the upside. Why? Because you've got cycle going up. You've got momentum going up. And this bad boy continues going until it actually crosses below the zero line right there. Well, you've got two cycles right here in this bad boy. You've got cycle 1, you've got cycle 2 right there. And cycle 2 ends precisely right here, which is this very, very, very spot. The moment it crosses is right there, right before it kind of retraces, okay? Anytime you get two cycle rotations, guys, you're always going to get a cycle to the downside. This is your little downside cycle that begins right there and ends right when cycle and momentum interchange and kiss goodbye right there. You can also see the cyclic end right when the predictor crosses above the price line right there as well. So that there's nothing there, guys. And let me tell you something. There is trade after trade after trade where these indicators absolutely nail the move in price. Like here's another real good one right here. Moment it crosses above the zero line, you're right there about to take off. You've also got the predictor right there at the zero line about to take off. Guys, the moment the predictor and price hit the top, that is it. There is nothing left right here in the trade. That is complete exhaustion, which coincidentally just happens to be where cycle and momentum kiss goodbye right there too. Really nails the rip to the upside. And you know, and this is almost at the end of the year. This is November already, 2024, and there's countless other trades throughout this whole entire session right here. Look at this one right here. Okay, predictor goes above the zero line, continues its way up, and right there, the moment it falls, that's right there where the trade ends, okay? Again, you've got cycle 1, you've got cycle number 2, and cycle number 2 happens to end right there, which is precisely right there at that bar before the rotation completely ends, guys. Now, how about this nasty little sell-off right here that happened? Well, hey, same thing. Caught it right there. Cycle came down below zero, got you into the trade right here at this bar before everything comes down, and look at what happens right here. Your predictor and price come all the way down. They hit the bottom of the threshold. Guys, if it hits the bottom of the threshold, you're done. There's nothing else left in the trade. And you're going to see this hit right here at this bar. That's telling you that the trade is completely exhausted and it's time to get out because there's an imminent reversal. Not only that, you've got cycle and momentum that crossed above zero right there and just kind of retraced back over here until they actually crossed, okay? So you got a whole bunch of examples. This is CYMO set to 6 on a daily chart of the Nasdaq 100 futures, and this is PredictMO set to 40 right here. And I'm not cherry picking these trades, guys, because there's just like example after example after example of all kinds of trade opportunities right here that could have been, caught using these tools right here. Here's another really good example. Okay, nice rip to the downside. Your predictor told you days in advance right here. This was on the 19th, and the sell-off didn't actually begin until the 21st right here. Look at what happened with cycle. Came down a couple of days before. It actually came down a day before the predictor came down. This came down on the 18th. This came down on the 19th of February this year. what happens? It comes down and your momentum continues to sink. So you've got cycle 1 right here, you've got cycle 2 right here. And in this case, you had a total capitulation with cycle number 3 right there, which ended here. And that right there, guys, if I put my crosshairs, is the exact bottom of where this trade completely and totally ended right there. You've got the predictor for round 1 and for round 2 as well. And for round 2, it really gets you out with absolute precision right there. Bingo. Now, why am I showing you this? Okay, guys, I mean, I can go over countless examples of why I'm showing you this, okay? And let me just kind of back up a little bit and kind of show you what we did today. So we basically loaded the daily chart of the Nasdaq 100, which is what you have here on your screen. We applied CYMO Pro for cycle timing. We used PredictMO to detect directional strength before it happened. This tool right here at the bottom. And then we kind of walked back several multi-day swings, kind of going back several months till June of 2024, showing how these tools consistently flagged entry points well before the breakout and exit zones before the fade. This isn't hindsight fluff, guys, okay? The signals are there, clear as day. And you know what? When you combine that with a prop firm that gives you the proper margin and overnight hold capability, you're no longer chasing, you're positioning. This is trading on your terms. Now, the reason I'm showcasing this is because a lot of you guys get caught in the rift of intraday trading. Now, you might be looking at this and say, oh, this is kind of cool, but let me tell you this. I'll tell you who this is for. If you work a full-time job and you can't sit at screens all day, this might be for you. If you struggle with overtrading in low vol environments, or want to simply simplify the process without giving up edge, or trade through a prop firm that supports swing trading, then CYMO Pro and PredictMO on the daily can change your relationship with the market. This is how you would trade like an investor with the tools of a trader.